So there's some things that work better than others, but it kind of depends on who's looking at the resume. So some of you are out there right now doing your job search, and you're looking at your resume going, is this the right resume? And you've probably asked for 1 bazillion opinions and gotten 1 bazillion different answers. Oh, so what's the right way to do a resume? I'm going to tell you that in this video. But first, my name is Christopher Lawrence, and I am a life and career coach. I don't even know what I am anymore. I'm a life and career coach, and I love what I do, and I want you to love what you do too. So this resume thing is really important. So what is the right way to do a resume? Suspenseful silence. Suspenseful silence. You ready? There is no right way to do a resume. What? Okay, so there's some things that work better than others, but it kind of depends on who's looking at the resume. So here's a really, big tip for you. Pick a fairly standard format that you believe will work for you, your experience. I do have a blog that actually talks about 3 different kinds of resumes. There's chronological, there's skills-based, and then there's a hybrid type resume. And any and all of those I've seen work for my clients, but not all of them at the same time. So what is the right way? Well, actually, it doesn't really matter. Pick a format, stick with it, put it out into the world, and test it out. Here's why. You are going to get hundreds and hundreds of different opinions on resumes. I have never ever put a resume out there where somebody didn't have something to say. I've never had it come back and say, yeah, your resume's good. Never had that. There's always tweaks and changes that somebody will want to make to your resume. So yeah, consult with somebody. Get in front of somebody and say, here's my resume, what do you think? Get some feedback, because it's really good to have that second check on it. And check your spelling, and then get your resume out the door. Get as many out the door as you possibly can within the context that you are doing it correctly. So you're tailoring a couple of points based off of the job that you're applying for. Remember, resumes are your brand, so don't think about it as a listing of here's what I've done. Think about it as here's who I am and here's who I'm trying to sell to. So if I want a job being a barista, then I need to sell the core competencies of being a barista. Tailor your resume to core competencies of what it means to be a barista. So customer service, and maybe you've worked in food, the service industry before, or maybe you haven't, but you have other skills that are similar to that. That's your brand for that resume. So make sure that your resume is speaking to them. Think about this really carefully, because lots of clients get it wrong. Who is looking at it, and what is it they're trying to look to fulfill? Change your resume based off that, not just the points listed on the job description. That's a leading thing that you can do. That can help lead you down the right path. But think about this as your brand. I recently worked with a server, and she says, I've never really wanted a serious career. And so I think I'm probably going to serve most of my life. And I'm like, serving can be a serious career. There are some people who work at certain restaurants in this city who are taking home $2,000 to $4,000 in tips a month, never mind their base wage. So I think that's pretty impressive. So start thinking of yourself as that career person and establish your brand that way, and make sure that that gets reflected. If you need help with that, you should reach out to me, Christopher Lawrence, at changemylifecoaching.ca. You can email me directly from that website. Whatever goes through there will come to me and my staff, and they'll make sure that I get it. So then what do? You get your resume out there, and then you track the results. Okay, I've put out 10 resumes, and I didn't get any callbacks. Okay, first, look at the jobs you're applying for. So if you are, somebody who isn't an engineer and you're applying for engineering jobs, you're not going to get callbacks, right? So first look at that and say, does my resume really reflect the kind of work that I'm looking for? The second thing that you should do is you should say, okay, yes, if it reflects the kind of work I'm looking for, my skills match, but I'm not getting callbacks, then we need to change your resume. Some people come to me. I had a client who came to me recently, and she says, I'd like you to review my resume. And I said, okay, how many people have reviewed it before me? She's like, 10. I'm like, great. I said, your resume looks really good to me, and I could make changes based off my opinion, and that's all it is. It's an opinion. But what I'm curious about is how many resumes do you put out and how many calls do you get? And she actually got like 5 calls for every 10 resumes she put out. And I'm like, that is a phenomenal number, especially in this market where I am here in Calgary. So if you're getting callbacks, if your resume is producing results, then you don't really need to change a whole lot on it except for making it specific to the job that you're applying for. So, but if you're not getting callbacks, now we need to make some changes. So that's my tips on resume. That's how you make a right resume, or you make the resume right, maybe. You can check me out at changemylifecoaching.ca. My name is Christopher Lawrence, and I am a career and life coach. Remember, come for your job, but stay for your life. This is about your whole life, not just about your career. Thanks very much. We'll talk to you soon.